Welcome to the Health and Safety Orientation for Noralta Lodge. Noralta Lodge is an equal rights employer that celebrates diversity and empowers our team members with benefits, quality lifestyle, and career opportunities for advancement. Noralta Lodge is fully committed to protecting its employees, guests, contractors, and property with the implementation and enforcement of Noralta Lodge's Health and Safety Program that meets or exceeds the requirements of the Alberta Occupational Health and Safety Act, Code, and Regulation. The goals of Noralta Lodge are to eradicate all workplace injuries and illnesses, to eliminate workplace violence and harassment, to maintain an atmosphere dedicated to a safe work environment, to continually update, expand, and improve our health and safety program, and to exceed industry standards in health and safety performance to such an extent as to set an example for others in our industry. The management, supervisors, and employees at Noralta Lodge are responsible and accountable for Noralta Lodge health and safety performance. Active participation by everyone, every day, in every job is necessary for the health and safety excellence Noralta Lodge expects. The management of Noralta Lodge will set an example and provide leadership in the health and safety program. Management will provide health and safety policies, job procedures, and safe work practices, proper equipment, and training. Supervisors, employees, and contractors of this facility are responsible for following all procedures, working with an awareness of health and safety, and in turn creating healthier and safer working conditions. All managers, supervisors, employees, and contractors of Noralta Lodge will be familiar with all requirements of the Alberta Occupational Health and Safety Act, Regulation, and Code as it pertains to their work. Noralta Lodge's objective is a healthy, injury-free workplace for all employees and contractors, and its vital customers that we depend on. By working together in all parts of the health and safety program, we can achieve this goal. The main safety policy is posted near every front desk at all lodges and in the health and safety manuals. Noralta Lodge employee rights. 1. Right to refuse unsafe work. Employees may refuse to work when they have reason to believe the equipment or workplace is unsafe. Essentially, this means the worker must have reasonable grounds for the belief that the situation is unsafe. An employee who feels that the equipment or workplace is unsafe must promptly report the situation to management, which is required to immediately investigate the employee's concerns in his or her presence. 2. Right to participate in the workplace health and safety activities and meetings. Each department within each lodge will have safety meetings on a weekly basis, with staff and supervisors or management present. All employees will have the right to attend and participate in any lodge safety meeting. In fact, participation by employees is mandatory, as it is you, as an employee, that can bring to light any potential hazards in your workplace, as well as offer suggestions on how to make our lodges a safer place for all. 3. Right to know or the right to be informed about actual or potential dangers in the workplace. Utilizing tools such as Noralta Lodge's Health and Safety Manual, safety meetings, hazard reports, and safety posters help employees to be informed as to the actual or potential hazards or dangers in their jobs and at the workplace. As a Noralta Lodge employee, it is your responsibility to know of and to make use of those tools that the company has put in place for your safety and for the safety of others. Section 2. Policies and Procedures. This section will go over the various policies and procedures here at Noralta Lodge. Our policies include Employees' Rights Policy, which guarantees each employee the right to be safe on the job. Our Working Alone Policy deals with potential hazards encountered when working alone. Contractor Policy. Our contractors must sign and date the contractor health and safety log prior to any work being done for Noralto Lodge Limited or its affiliates. This signature indicates that you have received the contractor health and safety package from Noralto Lodge and that you, as a contractor, agree to abide by all the rules and regulations of Noralto Lodge and national, provincial, and local legislation. Claims Management Policy. It is the policy of Noralto Lodge Limited that all injury claims be effectively managed in order to promote an early and safe return to work of the injured employee and reduce the costs associated with workplace injuries and WCB premiums. Pest Control Policy. The Noralto Lodge Pest Control Policy ensures identification, management, and prevention of all pests in and around the lodge. Kitchen and Dining Room Policies. Noralto Lodge requires that all staff practice good hygiene, understand cross-contamination and work to prevent it, and be trained about proper cooking, thawing, storing, and storage of food, food rotation, and wearing PPE. Transportation Policy. Noralto Lodge is committed to providing a safe work environment for all employees and contractors. Because vehicle operation is required to satisfy customer and business needs, there are safety considerations that must be applied, specifically to operating our vehicles. Drugs and Alcohol Policy. No employee or contractor will be permitted to enter or remain on the premises while his or her ability to work is affected by alcohol, drug, or other substance as to endanger his or her health or safety, or that of any other person. Noralto Lodge has a zero-tolerance policy regarding the use or possession of drugs and alcohol in the workplace. Enforcement Policy. All of the rules, policies, and procedures contained within the Noralto Lodge Health and Safety Program are subject to enforcement by management. We believe that the health and safety of our employees, guests, contractors, and visitors is the top priority to operating a company at the forefront of our industry. Enforcement by management of these rules, policies, and procedures will ensure the safest work environment possible. Fire Safety Policy. Noralto Lodge is dedicated to developing, implementing, and maintaining a fire safety plan. This plan will be reviewed on a yearly basis and updated when changes occur to the facility, occupancy, Noralto Lodge policies and procedures, or the Alberta Fire Code. The safety of our employees, guests, visitors, and contractors is our priority, and we need to meet or exceed industry standards concerning this fire safety plan. Influenza, Contagion, and Pandemic Policy deals with the management of staff, companies, and persons that come into contact or become sick with viruses and/or other contagious illnesses. Personal Protective Equipment Policy. All employees are required to wear the specified personal protective equipment for the area or specific job being performed. Examples at Noralto job sites are as follows: oven mitts, aprons, safety eyewear, fall arrest harnesses, slip-resistant footwear, respiratory masks, hard hats, earplugs, and knee pads. Workplace Violence and Harassment Policy. The management of Noralto Lodge recognizes the potential for workplace violence and other aggressive and unwanted behavior directed at our employees. Noralto Lodge is firmly committed to ensuring a positive and professional working environment in which all are treated with respect and dignity. Noralto Lodge believes in a proactive approach to workplace respect and is committed to providing employees with a healthy and safe workplace, free from physical or psychological bullying, harassment of any kind, gossip, slander, as well as any form of violence. Noralto Lodge will investigate all reported incidences of workplace violence and will strictly enforce this policy, and it is to be directly followed in conjunction with the Noralto Lodge enforcement policy. Safety Footwear Policy. It is the policy of Noralto Lodge Limited that all kitchen and housekeeping staff are required to wear slip-resistant footwear, and maintenance staff wear safety-toed footwear. This policy is in effect for the health and safety of Noralto Lodge employees and is strictly enforced. Hazard Identification, Reassessment, and Control Policy. The purpose of hazard identification is to ensure that all existing and potential hazards which may place workers and guests at risk while at Noralto Lodge are identified and evaluated so that they can be eliminated or controlled. The reassessment of existing hazards must be conducted annually or when new work processes or operation changes are introduced. A reassessment serves to ensure all existing hazards have reasonable controls in place and workers are continually using these controls. First aid policy. It is the policy of Noralto Lodge to meet or exceed the first aid requirements in the Alberta OH&S regulations. Modified duty policy. The purpose of a modified duty policy is to provide a means whereby injured employees who are temporarily unable to perform their regular job can safely perform other duties, tasks, or jobs for Noralto Lodge Limited. This policy is intended to serve as a management guide to assist our employees who have been injured at work return to gainful, productive employment with our company as soon as possible following the injury, while ensuring that they adhere to temporary physician-imposed physical restrictions relating to that injury. Inspection policy. Noralto Lodge is committed to creating a healthy and injury-free workplace that protects employees, guests, contractors, and property. In order to achieve this goal, there must be, among other practices, an effective means of conducting workplace inspections to ensure our workplaces are indeed safe environments. Inspections are primary tools for locating hazards and unsafe conditions and ensuring that controls are in place and working. Inspections may also assist in identifying new hazards. Health and Safety Meetings Policy. The purpose of H&S meetings is to ensure the communication within the department, the lodge, and the company as it pertains to health and safety in the workplace. The Noralto Lodge H&S program is designed to involve all employees and all levels of the workforce to give employees, supervisors, and managers the tools to operate in a safe and productive manner at all times. All employees are responsible for attending H&S meetings when possible, and for reading the posted meeting minutes if they were unable to attend. Cold temperature work policy. Noralto Lodge is committed to the safety and well-being of our employees and contractors, both indoors and outdoors at our properties. Extreme winter conditions create unsafe work conditions. The company is committed to educating and protecting workers that are affected by these elements. This policy outlines the requirements for appropriate supervisory and employee due diligence and limitations while working in extreme cold. Health and Safety Communication Policy. Management's interest and dedication in communicating the company's goals, policies, and changes to the health and safety program to all employees, contractors, visitors, and guests in all aspects of the health and safety program is imperative to the continued maintenance and growth of the Noralto Lodge Health and Safety Program. Required Safety Training Policy. Noralto Lodge Limited requires a range of safety training certifications for various employment positions within the company. This policy ensures that any and all required professional training is obtained prior to employment at Noralto Lodge, and that refresher courses or continued required training are the responsibility of Noralto Lodge Limited. Incident and Accident Investigation Policy. In accordance with the Workers' Compensation Act, all employees are required to immediately report all work-related injuries to an occupational first aid attendant or supervisor. Reporting an incident is as easy as locating your health and safety manual and following the protocol. Guest Employee Illness Policy. Noralto Lodge follows procedures and practices and maintains policies that seek to prevent illnesses from affecting our guests and our staff. The only way to avoid the hazard of spreading a contagious disease is to stay home, but we realize that illnesses can often occur during a stay at our lodges. This policy ensures that steps are taken to address the health and safety of the affected guest and all other guests and staff.